Everyone. We are all back after Christmas vacations, and yes, this is of course a new start. Maybe after a gap of 10 days or even more than that. So we have almost done with the introduction to module 3 of our textbook. And before we get into the text, okay, it is in fact mentioned over there like terms or concepts that are to be discussed or that are discussed in the text. And those people who are there behind the text, they have given us 6 concepts to discuss, and of which one irony we have already done with that, so we are left with 5 more. Okay, so we'll take them one by one, and the first one is the concept of power. The concept of power is not a very simple kind of a concept. I'll make it very plain. I'm not getting into the details or the depth of the word or the concept of power. Rather, this is like I keep in my mind that you are first year literature students or first year degree students. So with that idea in my mind, I am trying to introduce the concept of power. Clear with that? So what exactly is the concept of power? A few things that you have to remember, as it is given in your textbook. It is not always repressive. When that particular concept of power comes into our mind, the first idea that we normally attach with the concept of power is that it is repressive. There is a kind of what? There is a kind of repression that is attached with it. എന്തോ ഒരു അടിച്ചമർത്തലുണ്ട് നമുക്ക് തോന്നും. But it is not always so. Clear with that? So that's the first idea that we have to keep in our mind. Then second one, it is not always operate through, it does not operate only through brute force. It can operate through any ways, not always brutal. Clear with that? When we always we have a tendency to associate the concept of power with what? Somebody is trying to somebody is in fact trying to impose certain things on you, normally through a brutal way or through brute ways. It is always repressive. You have to keep all these things away from our mind. You should not take it that way. Then it is not it might not be overtly repressive, but it might come to you through very mild manner. Okay, it appears to be kind of very mild, and it has nothing to do with our it is not going to affect us. Likewise, power can enter into our lives and into our situations. Okay, and one such is what as mentioned by Louis Althusser. He talks about ideological state apparatus. The state is using power through what? The purchase of ideology, or ideologically they are taking a control of our mind. It actually happens. You can see a variant of that, not exactly what is mentioned by Althusser. You can experience a variant of that through religion, through culture, through the tradition of your region. Clear with that? In one way or the other, they are trying to influence our ideology, our thought process, our understanding of certain concepts that are there around us. It is getting affected by the way we see things, the way we see people, the way we look at certain concepts, the way we look at certain life situations. It is all affected by what? Our context, our religion, the place in which we are born, the place in which we live, our social conditions, our social conditioning. All these things in one way or the other affect Clear with that, affect our perception, you can say. And at this very point, you can say that the power operates. Okay, so it is not always repressive, it is not always always get enforced in a brute manner. Clear with that. So you should have a clarity on that. നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത് പോലെ അധികാരം അതിൻ്റെ എല്ലാ ശക്തിയും നമ്മളിൽ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് നമ്മളെ അടിച്ചമർത്തിയിട്ട് മാത്രം നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ അത് വരണം എന്നില്ല. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളുടെ സാഹചര്യങ്ങളിലേക്ക് അതിൻ്റെ റൂട്ട്സ് എല്ലാം ഇങ്ങനെ സ്പ്രെഡാക്കി വരണം എന്നില്ല. നമ്മൾക്ക് പോലും അറിയാത്ത രീതിയിൽ നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൻ്റെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളുടെ സാഹചര്യങ്ങൾക്ക് നമ്മുടെ കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റുകളിലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ പോലും അറിയാത്ത വഴികളിലൂടെ എന്ത് വരുന്നുണ്ട്, പവർ ഓപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. Clear with that? I hope I am clear. Okay, so we will just read the first paragraph. That is what it is in fact mentioned up there. We will have a kind of once we are done with few more concepts like hegemony, like ideology, after that we will have a kind of an extensive understanding of the concept of power. Clear with that? So take care till then.